Hello and welcome back to the second part of cyanobacteria where we are going to cover economic importance of cyanobacteria. Okay, so a first video is uploaded where I had discussed about general information on cyanobacteria, then their cell structure, reproduction, okay, different types, different adaptations which are found in cyanobacterial cells, etc. etc. So now we are just going to focus on economic importance. Okay, so just to brush up the basics. So what are cyanobacteria? They are free floating microscopic organisms which are naturally found in water systems like reservoirs, lakes, streams throughout the world. Okay, when right conditions are provided, these cyanobacteria, they grow at large numbers and they result in blooms. Okay, though they are very small, quite small, they often grow in large colonies and they become the scum. Okay, what the colonies, large colonies, we call them as scum, which is growing on the water, right? And the green water that indicates these large blooms are present. So since cyanobacteria, they perform photosynthesis through their pigments, that is chlorophyll A pigment and a bluish pigment, that is phycocyanin, they are commonly referred as blue-green algae, right? There is a confusion that whether cyanobacteria are algae or bacteria. Even that particular question I had answered in part 1, so do watch that part. Okay, so now moving towards economic importance. So beneficial microbes are an alternative to other management practices. Cyanobacteria are bestowed with the ability to fix atmospheric nitrogen, decompose organic waste and residues, then detoxify heavy metals and pesticides and other xenobiotics. They also catalyze the nutrient cycling, suppress growth of pathogenic microbes in soil and water, and also produce some bioactive compounds such as vitamins, hormones, enzymes, which contribute to plant growth. Okay, so a very big point, but yes, everything is covered in this single point. Do you agree? Yes, see, they fix atmospheric nitrogen, they decompose organic waste, detoxify heavy metals and pesticides, right? Even they help in uh, plant growth by producing some bioactive compounds like hormones, enzymes, and vitamins. Okay, so they are very, very important. These bioagents can improve the soil quality and plant growth and minimize the crop production cost by supplementing the good crop management practices such as crop rotation, use of organic manures, minimum tillage, and biocontrol of pest and diseases. Then about sustainable agriculture and environmental development, how cyanobacteria can contribute. So in case of agriculture, they can be used as cyanobacteria can be used as biofertilizers for nitrogen fixation. Soil fertility improvement can be done. Wastelands can be reclamation can be done. Then biocontrol, crop productivity can be enhanced. Stress agriculture management, healthy agroecosystem, quality foods, and food security is what we can get in case of agriculture sector. In case of environment, they help in bioremediation, CO2 sequestration, then CH4 oxidation, augmentation, biofuels as biodiesels, food supplements, they can help us in these particular fields. Then alternative energy resource, wastewater management or treatment, climate change mitigation, clean and safe environment is what we can get. Okay, and this will all contribute towards sustainable agriculture and environmental development. Okay, now about some benefits to the agro ecosystem that are offered through cyanobacteria. So enhance solubility and mobility of nutrients of limited supply, complexing heavy metals and xenobiotics to limit their mobility and transport in plants. Okay, then mineralization of simpler organic molecules such as amino acids for direct uptake. Okay, they mineralize the simpler organic molecules and make them available for the direct uptake. Then protection of plants from pathogenic insects and diseases, which means they can act as biocontrol agent. stimulation of plant growth due to their plant growth promoting attributes like vitamins, hormones, and enzymes. Then improving the physicochemical conditions of soil. This is another one. Then some examples of cyanobacteria which are important nitrogen fixing genera. Okay, so as unicellular you have all these examples. Okay, Xenococcus, Pleurocepsa. Okay, then filamentous heterocystis. Examples of cyanobacteria are Anabina, then Olocera, Calothrix, then Cylindrospermum, then Hapalosiphon, Nostochopsy, Rivularia. Okay, then filamentous but non-heterocystis, Lyngbya. Okay, then another is Trichodesmia, Pseudoanabina, Oscillatoria, Plectonema, etc. Okay, please try to write two examples from each type. Then regarding plant growth promoting chemicals which are produced by cyanobacteria. Auxins are produced by Anabina, then Calothrix, then Nostoc, then gibberellins by Anabin, Anabinopsis, then Cylindromum. Cytokines are also produced by Anabina and Calothrix species. Then they're also helpful in heavy metal removal. So heavy metals like Cd, Co, Cr, Cu, Hg, Mn, Pb, and Zn. Okay, so Cd is cadmium, then Co is cobalt, Cu is copper, Cr is chromium, then Zn is zinc, Pb is lead, Hg is mercury. Okay, so these are all heavy metals which are removed by the help of cyanobacterial species. And where? In the sewage water, aqueous solution, sewage and industrial wastewater treatment, wet biomass. Okay, these are the sources where you find these heavy metals and you can apply some of these cyanobacterial species to remove them. Okay, so nostoc is, I guess, mostly common in all, nostoc and Anabina. Okay, then about some chemical products which are synthesized by genetically engineered cyanobacteria. Okay, so products like 1-butanol, fatty acids, isoprene, isobutyraldehyde, and isobutanol, they are produced by Synechococcus elongatus, then Synechocystis, okay, by these two genetically engineered cyanobacterial members. Okay, then biomethane producing cyanobacterial members are given here. Easy examples are like Arthrospira maxima, then Microcystis and Spirulina. Okay, try to remember these three. Then other economical importance are as below. They help in reclamation of alkaline soil, right? Reclamation is claiming back or getting back something, okay, restored back. Okay, then cyanobacteria, they have heterocyst. We have seen this, and these heterocysts are one which are involved in fixation of atmospheric nitrogen. Then oscillatoria and few other cyanobacteria are used as pollution indicators. Then they form symbiotic associations with protozoa, fungi, and plant. And nitrogen fixation species form association with angiosperms. Okay, then they are the photosynthetic partners in most of the lichen association also. They release oxygen in environment during their photosynthetic activity, so that is a plus point and very useful for mankind. Then super blue green algae, they form excessive scum, and these are single cell cyanobacteria. They produce food by photosynthesis. And blue green alga are complete whole food. They are considered as complete whole food, and they contain 60% of the protein. And this protein has all essential amino acids for perfect balance of man. Okay, so they are also important as single cell proteins. Then they release oxygen in environment. Okay, some are used as pollution indicators, then some are used in nitrogen fixation. Okay, so these are all very important uh, applications or significance of cyanobacteria we can see. Okay, so if you get a short note on what are the economic importances of cyanobacteria, then you can mention all these examples and these points, okay, and score good marks. So thank you for watching. Do like, share and subscribe my channel. Okay, do share my videos with your friends and do recommend them to subscribe to my channel. Keep supporting, keep loving. Thank you.